Do y'all think Diet Coke tastes more like regular Coke than regular Coke these days? Might just be me. Anyways, welcome back, and once again, thank you for trusting me with your full spoiler movie reviews. That thing I do where I watch movies and then I tell you all about them. As always, I am unpaid and unsponsored. And spoilers, all the spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, go ahead and scroll. I won't be offended. Spoilers. Okay, here we go. Okay, today we have The Exorcism, the 2024 Miramax film. I know, I was surprised too. Starring Russell Crowe. And let me alleviate your fears right now. The Exorcism has nothing to do with The Pope's Exorcist, where Russell Crowe was exorcising a demon last year. You know, the one where he's the drunk Italian priest with the little scooter, and then they used all the Dragon Age symbols. Yeah, that has nothing to do with this. And if you saw my spoiler-free reactions, you know I fuck with this movie. I love it. But anyways, what's it about? Okay, Russell Crowe is an actor with a daughter. He is also a recovering alcoholic. He is a recovering drug addict and a widower. So Russell Crowe has just been casted as the priest in the remake of The Exorcist. Now, they don't call it The Exorcist. They allude to it being The Exorcist, but the name of the project is called Georgetown, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the town where The Exorcist took place. Actually, that's right, because The Exorcist stairs are in Georgetown, I think. Anyway, so the previous actor they had that was supposed to be the priest is actually killed on set by something scary. And so that's how Russell Crowe got the job, and he's battling his inner demons while trying to get back into acting, because the year prior he had been in rehab, and before that he had been drinking, he had been doing drugs because his wife was dying of cancer. And well before that, his dad was some kind of Satanist, like forced him to do like a blood communion, anointed him with blood, all that. And in the midst of working on a film about a demon presence, they summoned a demon. Russell Crowe is possessed, and then his daughter is trying to save him along with the priest. And so the priest switches places with him by taking on Russell Crowe's sins of alcoholism and drug use and all that stuff. And he is also saved by his lesbian daughter. I'm trying to explain this as best as possible. I love the idea that somebody, a congregation, would deem sinning or blasphemous or whatever have you to be the person that fights true evil. I love it. The person best fit for the job is the person God calls on, not congregation. And I'm sorry if you're not religious or if you're even anti-religious and you watch my stuff. This is the kind of thing I really get into, especially on the theology side of it. It's a me thing. But that leads in for me for another thing they didn't talk about, but they greatly showed, and it's the fact that I believe that he was specifically possessed because he had all this self-guilt and self-doubt and just this pure self-hatred and this altogether doubts. I mean, the set was already plagued and 2 people died. However, it chose to latch on to him, and I think that's why. And that's why I'm saying I love the writing for this. I think it did really well in that aspect. So let's talk about some technical stuff, because this is not without fault. So number 1, like I said, this is supposed to allude to as an Exorcist remake. And again, this is Miramax, so you have kind of like this, it feels like a fake fourth wall break. You ever see Scream 3? So I think the coolest part about this movie is that it builds up for the actual exorcism itself to take place in the room where Reagan has her exorcism, you know, where her head spins around and the bed shakes and she throws up everywhere. They call it the cold room. And they do this beautiful camera shot that goes from his daughter walking up onto the soundstage to it kind of taking it all into the screen, and you can figure out what's going on. And I was like, oh, I dig it. But now we got to talk about something that I am super pissed off about. And again, willing to fight. This movie might have the worst lighting problem I have ever seen in the history of movies and or TV. We are talking Game of Thrones final season problems where you can't see shit. They have a whole big-ass apartment in this movie. They only have a couple of lamps, but the entire house is dark. They are walking through this whole house in the dark at all times. Why? I want y'all to hold this against me. If I ever get the chance to direct a horror film, I promise you we are using the big overhead ceiling light. There will be none of this, why the fuck can't I see in this room? So overall, yes, I love it. I am absolutely buying this on DVD. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I would want it to be a 10 out of 10, but one, it's got a little bit of a pacing issue where the first hour is slow. And also the whole lighting problem. And I will continue taking points off for lighting problems until Hollywood gets it together. So 9 out of 10. Okay, bye. I literally have no idea what to sing for this. Prisoner 24601. That's the best I can do.